All right. Probably do the background music as well. There we go. So, what a few days it's been. Oh dear. Where do we start? Well, I guess we're gonna start by setting up the alternative loadout for Moona, because the initial one wasn't really cutting it, to be entirely honest. We will go with full melee build, so that means we're gonna go with Ninja Headband. We're gonna drop the glasses because glasses I don't think like do much, to be entirely honest. Or the beetle, I don't know, probably the beetle. I like the scaling, but it didn't feel like it scaled really well. Well, that might just be me. So we'll see how this does. Going full melee means a couple of things. First of all, we're not gonna get the idol costume, so we will drop that over to Researcher, and this will put us at max again. Because we're now gonna drop these 4 items: energy drink, headphones, Kusugaki, and researcher's code. Because we won't have a super collab. Let me check what the loadout will be for us. We will go with Crescent Bardish, because I quite like it. Which means we can't go with BL Fujoshi, which would be the only melee super collab entry. What else can we go with? Legendary Sausage would be an option. Yes, it would be. So Bardish is Idle Song, Psycho Axe. Legendary Sausage is BL Book Sausage. And we have only one more, which is either Ian Curse Owlblade or Psycho Axe Owlblade. We already used Ian Curse, Psycho Axe, so we have to use Ian Curse for this one. And that's it. No, we have Absolute Wall. Alright. Yeah, I guess Absolute Wall could work. So Absolute Wall, Crescent Moon, Crescent Bardish, not Crescent Moon. Absolute Wall, Crescent Bardish. That's Bounce Ball, Cutting Board, Idle Song, Psycho Axe, BL Book Sausage for Legendary Sausage, and Ian Curse Owlblade. No duplicates. And we're gonna need a melee weapon as a final one, but let's build these up first. So Ian Curse and that. BL Book we have, Sausage we have. That's currently our throwaway weapon. We will have to probably go for Hollow Bomb as a throwaway, because I normally don't take Hollow Bomb, I normally don't take X-Potato. We'll go with X-Potato on this one. So Sausage BL Book we have, Idle Song we have, that can go away. This we're gonna need for Absolute Wall, which is Bounce Ball and Cutting Board. We don't need Lava Bucket, we don't need Sea O's Tears. One Water is actually melee one, that's gonna be our final one. That's also a melee weapon. Okay, so this, throwaway. That should be all of them. Yeah, okay. Because that's a multi, that's a multi, that's a multi, that's a ranged. Multi, that's a melee. But it doesn't... Is there any melee that this actually specs into? Spider Cooking, Broken Dreams, and that's a multi. Adutora is arranged. Elite Cooking is arranged. And that's it. So no, that's a melee weapon that doesn't combine into any other melee weapons. Okay. So yeah, the question is, do you go with Spider Cooking or with Wami Water as the final? This doesn't deal a lot of damage, and it doesn't do a lot of pushback. It's a good entry level weapon when you want to combine it later, so it's so it improves. This actually has a pretty nice pushback. So, knock back, not pushback, knock back effect. So that's okay. Item-wise, I think we're good. I mean, we don't have a healing item, so we might be thinking about that one. But I kind of like this loadout. We're probably gonna go with the vampire stamp. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the vampire stamp instead. Because I'm not quite sure what I would take in terms of healing items that would work with her. The shield wouldn't be the worst. Breastplate wouldn't be the worst. It's not good though. The nurse's horn is alright. The Uber sheep is health by food, which she doesn't synergize with. There's no synergy to any of them because she's not a healer type character. Let's try this loadout and let's see how it goes. Moona Hoshinova, there we go, and we're gonna go with the standard outfit, sure. Last time we tried to clear the grassy plains, I think, and that didn't go very well. So let's try again. We will take the healing item. I gotta be honest, the projectile shield is nice, but there's not enough projectiles outside the like one, maybe two stages. This might be interesting for the no moving part, but I don't think it's normally very good. The quick dash, gaining invincibility for 1 second, probably not the worst, but I prefer the heal. Okay, starting off with this stuff. Promise Tiara for scaling immediately. At the beginning, the primary weapon that she has is actually more than enough. We don't want Axe Potato, that's the one thing that we're gonna drop, so we don't have to be scared for any of that anymore. I wish that were enchanted, but it isn't, but I need a weapon. Another scaling one. Ooh, we can eliminate headphones and we can take sausage. That's actually pretty dang great. We can eliminate energy drink. We can take Crescent Moon. Ooh. Ian Curse is really strong in the beginning. This might be worth it. And we don't have to pay attention to any of the initial weapons because we don't care which one we go for. So we can just go for strong ones. So we'll aim for Crescent Bardish, we're gonna aim for Black Plague probably. Both of which we can still do. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Like Crescent Bardish, the Idle Song isn't pretty strong. But the rest, yeah. I say the rest as if there's more than one other weapon that goes into that. We're gonna go with Moonsong just to get the ability going. So, what I wanted to talk about today, we don't want to go warming water. As much as I'd love to take that right now. So, what did I want to talk about today? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right about now. None of which is very nice. Gotta be honest about that. There's stuff going on with Cinder. There's stuff going on with the graduations in Hololive are starting to happen, so I think Shion graduated in the past couple days. Admittedly, didn't pay that close attention to that. I know that Mumei's and Mumei's and Gura's graduation is coming up, and yeah, there's a lot going on, and yeah, now the drama with Cinder. I'd love to talk about that in a How Not to Do Business episode, which yes, I know that is normally done by someone else, but I did want to start a How Not To series. It was meant to be something quite different. It was actually meant to be like how to get into hobbies and that kind of stuff. And yeah, that will be quite interesting. Government researchers code. Do Ninja have that? So there's a lot of stuff that has been going on and has been going wrong quite recently in the VTubing community. I'm not quite sure whether I should be talking about Cinder in this format, to be entirely honest. Probably won't. Yeah. It doesn't look good, let me put it like that. I don't think her career will survive that very well. But outside of that, I'm really not interested in talking about it. There are some aspects of it that are interesting, again, from the like How Not To Do Business side of things. But I do not want to talk about the drama side of that, because that is definitely not my kettle of fish. Kettle of fish? Is that right? Doesn't sound right, to be entirely honest. What can I spec into? I'd love to do the Plague Blade first, Black Plague. So Owl Dagger and Ian Curse. I think we're gonna go with that. Yeah, there's basically two things that I might be talking about in terms of how not to do business. Okay, let me get in a little bit into what the How Not To series should look like. It was meant to be like well, it will be a like half comedic, half serious, basically discovery of hobbies. You know, how do I get into a hobby properly? What can I do to like minimize my own frustration with the process? That type of stuff. There's a lot that can be said about it. The idea of it is to not go ahead and well, the idea came from primarily during, you know, the pandemic, and basically people in no small part, like really seasoned professionals, leaving their professions and starting YouTube careers on the back of that, and yeah, doing presentations on how to do like fairly advanced work in very well equipped, I want to say studios, it's not studios, very well equipped workshops. And you like that was supposed to be inspirational, and it probably was for a lot of people. That went, oh yeah, that looks fun, I want to try that myself. But the professionals being really badly equipped to actually give you an introduction into the subject matter, because if you're standing in a workshop that is so well equipped, like with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and you're trying to explain to a novice how to do a task that you think is basic, but isn't in any way, shape, or form, because it's basic for you because of the experience that you have. The projects that get demonstrated in those videos, they're really, really not well selected for a novice. So, yeah, selecting the right tools, selecting the right process, selecting the right project, all of that would have been part of will be part of the series. And yeah, it will basically be me being transparent about my own experience with the subject matter, which mostly will be very limited, if, you know, existent at all. And if it isn't, I will point that out. I will be transparent about that, because that's kind of the point. And yeah, then just going through and documenting my own shortcomings and hopefully a couple successes as well. That would be great. But yeah, that's kind of the idea, making that into a hopefully enjoyable series. Probably something to keep in mind, and something that I will do. And yeah, part of that was maybe I could be doing a how not to do business, like with the stuff that I'm seeing. And with, I mean, with Sender, it's pretty obvious what that would be. Like, don't be an ass. Don't manipulate other people into doing what you want. And this is not just a, again, I'm not analyzing this from a, you know, how not to be an asshole and how to be a decent human being. I think we have enough people that have done that already. But it is purely from a business perspective, like just having a look at why should you not do that to your business partners? Why should you not do that to the people that you hire? Which there are some potential legal consequences for that, which just make it a really bad choice business-wise, even if you could get away with that, like even if you didn't care about anyone and just cared about profit. Sure, but yeah, I think this is not the right format to talk about this. In no small part because I am not yet, and hopefully that will change into the future, I'm certainly not yet capable of doing this while playing a game, doing this coherently. So maybe at some point I will sit down and have a look at some of those examples. Another example that I might be talking about would be Hololive going public, which I think is a terrible idea. Going public is rarely, very, very rarely advisable for any company. There are some considerations, like legal considerations in some countries where you have to go public beyond a certain point. But even then, that should be done with great reluctance, simply due to what the stock market is nowadays and how it acts compared to what it was supposed to be in the past. It is a system that is very much no longer what it was supposed to be, and it doesn't do what it was supposed to do. So yeah, definitely something to look out for in the future, but for now, I think we're gonna stay with the gaming. And oh yeah, what I wanted to add, my last computer part that I needed to build my new PC setup has arrived. I say new PC setup, the graphics card will remain the same, but I did get a new mainboard, CPU and RAM, and a couple of NVMe's. So I'll schedule a stream for probably Thursday to build that. Thursday sounds doable because it's a holiday for me anyway. So maybe that's an option. Why did I only get one up until now? Like, it's been 6 minutes. The first thing that I picked up was the tiara. I haven't seen a single stamp except one. Like one single stamp since then. We're a third of the way through the game. Holy... That's why I don't like relying on stamps and just stamps. It's so unreliable. Let's finish this one back up. Alright. Should we do the enchanting? We have one more item to enchant. Which isn't the one that I want to enchant right now because I don't... I could. It would finish up the enchanting, so yeah, sure. Be sure to have that enchanted. And now we're gonna go with... I like Ian Curse being strong. I also like Owl Dagger being... Well, Owl Dagger is better later, so we're gonna go with Ian Curse. Oh, we still haven't finished construction. Lunar construction, okay. So, yeah, let's talk about the game. Like, this feels a lot better. The damage output seems to be a lot higher, despite me like, taking damage away from the skills, which 2 damaging skills is pretty much the maximum you can have on any of these characters, I think. Not sure whether there is a character with 3. But this is definitely on the top end of that. So let's finish that up. That should be quite helpful. And yeah, I don't have to run away from enemies, which is nice. We're gonna have to go into the blade now. I don't see the blade actually firing. Oh, there it is. There it was. Oh, that's better. I will happily take that because... Alright, well, that's not... Pickup range? Pickup range is not really what I want. Let's finish Nightly Milk. Should I try to go for the dagger again? Yeah, I should. There we go, no Black Plague. Alright, what else? Legendary Sausages next, and we're gonna try to go for the Crescent Bar dish by getting... Well, I have none of those. Yeah, I should try to go for the Crescent Bar dish, in all honesty. Like, we're at the point now where I need the stamps to do more damage. Well, Cutting Board is one of the ones that I actually need for combination purposes, but it means that Crescent Barge is actually the last one that I'm gonna get. We're gonna go with sausage. We're gonna go with legendary sausage first. Before we're gonna go with bounce ball. Should I? Like, these are both fairly weak, and this is fairly strong. It does combine into something that isn't very strong. Like, Absolute War is not that good. Gotta be honest. I took it because it is a melee one. Admittedly, neither of these are melee. Yeah, neither of these are melee, so they don't gain anything from the bonuses. Alright, let's go with... I think neither of... Well, this one is a melee, so let's start with that. It's not great sausage. That makes a huge difference, okay. Ow. Byung, as always. It hurts my soul. Let's finish blacksmith gear, because we can. Yeah, I paid one level for no benefit here, but it does free up a slot in generation. Again, it's not really that high of an importance right now, but it means I get my wanted items dropped a lot more often, and that will benefit me exponentially. Sausage it is, and we like this one. In fact, this is the one that I'm very happy to actually improve on. And I just heard another one drop. Oh, that was just an anvil. Okay, well, I say just an anvil. Anvil is actually quite good. Yeah, we're gonna go for sausage. Sausagey. Don't know why I said it like that. Let's go for... Yeah, let's finish. Nope. Let's upgrade this, and then let's... do we have anything to enchant? Actually, no, we don't have anything to enchant. Let's go with... We could finish Tiara to ensure that we're almost always getting the items that we want. On the other hand, now I can take book, and I'm almost always guaranteed to get either Tiara or book. Uh-oh, that's not a good one. Ooh. They are quite nasty, they are quite nasty. We got books, so we're fine. So, normally Fubuki will always die first, because she cannot evade your damage, which, well, Ame can just jump up. And we are at the next one. We are open up for legendary sausage. We just need the right anvil, which is a golden one, of course, and we got a non-golden. Oh, that's a box. Okay. It's cutting board and bounce ball. We're gonna start with... Doesn't matter, we're gonna start with bounce ball, because it's the one where she's getting slightly better benefits from. And bounce ball, but the cutting board and promise tiara on level 2, which means the next promise tiara that we get forced into, which we will always draw what we want now, so we might look for finishing up Promise Tiara to free up another slot. That would be quite beneficial, I think. Yeah, I think so. Because that now drops Holocure, which is not really what we want. But if we drop one more, we might actually... I don't like this. I really don't, but I can use it to strengthen this. I like that. Well, the other two are fine. Not great, but they are fine. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, like, even now I'm not strong enough to actually get this done. Oh yeah, I do need to move now. I forgot about that. This is very much dependent on movement. I need Psycho Axe And as much as I want the hit points, I need Psycho Axe. Let's enchant this right away. And I also wanna push Bounce Ball. Yeah, that's... Crit up. What's our crit? 13%. 13% is really low. So that would change a lot of... Like, that's a really high percentage increase. Psycho Axe would be good. Cutting Board would be good. Bounce Ball would be best. I mean, we are only at 11 minutes, so I could, in theory, go for the improvements, the attribute increases instead of the rest. Definitely something worth thinking about. Also, this is something worth thinking about because I need to do that now, so I'm going to strengthen this. Okay, that was a lot faster than I was expecting. Why was that so fast? Was that just the damage increase from the triple attack upgrade? Okay. I mean, if that was it, great, but that seems a bit odd. Okay, sure. I'll take it. Sure, let's go for the crit. Apparently we have the leeway to do that. Next one will be level 7... Level 7 thingamajig. A crit upgrade. Do I want that? Not really. Ran into that one. Why did you run into that one? Is the big question. Why did you run into that one, I should say? We're gonna keep that. If we may find a vampire, so that, or a ghost. Those are the ones that we're looking for now. And we won't immediately sell the other ones. There's one. The improved one I will keep around for now, while the non-improved one, the non-improved one I will... Is that dependent on movement speed, the damage on this? Because that would be... I think it might be. Is Legendary Sausage depending on movement speed? Spins faster as you move. Does it give a bonus for that? While moving speed increases by 0.25 per frame up to 30, while still speed decreased by 0.2 per frame until it reaches 0. Doesn't say that it's dependent on movement speed, but it feels faster. But it isn't. Okay, that's just wishful thinking. All right. It does feel fun. No, does it? Of course now it drops. Oh, I've just maxed both of those. I'm gonna keep one around and Don't find this as an improved version. Didn't find it as an improved version. Yeah, we will take that. Found axe. We're gonna enchant this one. Enchant Idle Song. Because this will then go into the Crescent Bardiche, both of those. Alright. Maybe don't run into enemies. So the weakness of the melee build is that a lot of the multi-ranged and ranged stuff actually does... I think most of the multi stuff will have lingering effects, which is really noise. That actually creates an almost like a defensive protective field around you, which like all of these fast moving attackers, like all of these spawn and then charge attacks, they don't deal with very well. Like this, they would have probably, a lot of them would have died in any other circumstance. But I don't have the output to really deal with them unless I go into their spawn area immediately. Well, if I stay around their spawn area. Doesn't really, well, we'll see how much stuff is going to drop in a moment. We're gonna max the axe, and then, yes, pun absolutely intended, that wasn't accidental at all. And now we're gonna go for Idle Song. Again, would have loved to have that earlier, but, well, that's life, isn't it? In it. I don't think pickup range with her does anything. Idle Song is what we want. Idle Song is what we need. Come on. Now, funnily enough, now only one thing is left, so if I just go there and paste up and combine these, and if I open that now, this should be dropping my last item and it will be enchanted. There we go. Because if it drops a weapon, that weapon will always be enchanted. Which is very enticing, but if it's the one, like, that's why it's a risk. If it's the one that you don't want, because you need a free weapon slot, can be any weapon, even the one that you don't want, and you might have to just drop that and not take it to fully complete your build. And that sucks. Well, at least we got another one of those. We're gonna take Wummy Water, and of course Wummy Water, because that's what we get, and that's what we do. Now everything that we get from this one will always be the upgrade and ability. Most of the time we'll get the... Nope. You perish. More health. Take it. Another anvil. So this will give us 2 levels for Wummy Water. Attack upgrade. Alright, take it. And another Wummy Water. And in 2.5 minutes, we are facing the boss, and I have not found... I haven't found any of the upgrades that I really want. upgrades. I need stamps. Here, hope for a no. So the super items would have been nice, but yeah, that hasn't happened. I'm fine with that. So which one shall we upgrade? Our primary weapon, sure. Not sure whether that does anything. Max HP, yes. Crescent body, don't know. Black plate. I mean, black plate is a like AoE thing, but I know that with these AoE things, though it is a melee, does that mean the multi? Because normally multi attacks kind of they split the damage, and that means they also split the bonuses, because that's a flat +3. Like if this did like 0.3 damage, and now it gets +3. That would be like a 1000% increase. Which is why normally it like adds up all the damage over all the individual parts, and then it divides it by the parts. And the +3 would apply to the sum, not to the individual. But sure, I'll take that. And that's an AoE effect, so let's try this. And it's a defensive one, so sure, why not? Did we find 2 of those? Must have. Oh yeah, I did. Oh, we found size. Size is better than weak, so let's swap those out. Let's strengthen this. And let's strengthen it again. Max, max, max. Yeah, if we don't find anything else, we're going to keep that. Although the... Well, yeah, sure, we will keep that. Max HP up, I don't need pickup range. Pickup range is fine. I do not care about pickup range at this stage. PC, I'm not that interested in PC. I will keep it for now, but yeah, we're at the boss in a moment. I'll keep the pacifist one. I'll keep the attack, I'll keep the size. Yeah, I'll keep the size. So this one. I won't be picking up 2. Like, one I can just improve with these 2 that I have down here. The rest I don't really care about. I won't pick up another one. I'm surprised that Ghost didn't drop. That's normally one of the more reliable drops. But yeah, I suppose we didn't find the stamp, we didn't find the Ghost, we didn't find a lot of things. We didn't find the vampirism. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That's why I don't like how random stamps are. And you can't set them up one way or another. You can't select them in the armory to make sure that you get the right build. Which is a bit sad, but that's how it is. An absolute wall, sure. Don't really care at this point. There we go. Now we're getting the rundown. That was an okay improvement. Yeah, we can sell this now. Even if we get something else, we'll just... Which is like, not likely. actually did hit me. Well, since this is almost over, it does take quite long to take care of. Of course, that's a crowbar. The last one, I didn't need crowbar. I never wanted crowbar, but like that isn't even one of the ones that I wanted. It's kind of funny. Of course, I would have been even more upset if it was. There we go. A lot easier with this build than with the other one. The other one was struggling quite a lot. Let's see how much we've gained from this, and I'll probably do another episode where I finish up the Gachikoi on Moona. Yeah, it's one more, like we went from here to here, so one more hard level and we're good. So we're gonna finish up Moona next time, and then we'll start on Risu. Well, I say next time I'm actually gonna prepare the live stream for building the PC. Or to be entirely honest, I might just do that with a recorded video. Would probably be better. So I'll try that. I'll try to upload that on Thursday at my usual time. I'm gonna have to see whether I can manage that. Well, I should be if I prepare it on Wednesday. But yeah, that's gonna be a very interesting experience because that will be my first normal video that's gonna get uploaded. So we'll see about that. Alright, well, until then, have a good one. Bye bye.